Welcome back to the Slasher Siblings podcast. I'm Cicily, your co-host.
And your host, Hayden.
And today we're talking about Jennifer's Body.
This was Cicily's pick.
Hell yeah, it was. Came out in 2009. It's rated R. It's an hour and 42 minutes long. It's rated a 5.4 out of 10.
I don't think that's really deserving.
That's what Rubber was rated, dude.
That was what was... Yeah.
How did Rubber and Jennifer's Body get the same rating? There's no comparison.
No. It's definitely not a fantastic movie or anything like that, but it's definitely not worth 5.4.
It's not Rubber.
Yeah, it's not Rubber.
I mean, I liked Rubber, but it's not Rubber. If you don't know what it's about, a newly possessed high school cheerleader turns into a succubus who specializes in killing her male classmates. Can her best friend put an end to the horror? Now, am I reading the answer?
Go ahead and read last week's question.
Okay. What was the profession of the main heroine in the 1981 werewolf film, The Howling? The answer? TV news reporter.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
You got that one? Good
Congratulations.
job. If you Googled it, we take back our congratulations.
We take it back, but no cheating.
No cheating.
Scouts honor, y'all.
Scouts honor, exactly. So you want to say anything about the movie before we get into it?
I love this movie.
Yeah, it was a pretty good movie. This is my first time seeing it, so...
I really like it.
All
Did
right.
you like it?
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah. So is that all you wanted
Yeah.
to say? Okay. All right. So the opening of this movie reminded me of Scream in a way, like the tire swing and the house, and it seemed like it was kind of like watching Scream.
Yeah. Had the same vibe.
Yeah, but it changed really quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that very first shot of the house and the tire swing, it made me think of Scream, which is a good thing.
Which makes me want to watch Scream again.
I know, exactly. And then there was, she was talking about her time in the mental asylum or whatever.
Yeah.
There was a moment that I thought was really funny where she goes, "I'm the kicker."
I'm the kicker.
She just straight up drop kicks that woman in the mouth.
She went flying.
I know. That was incredibly insane. Obviously, you find out later what the hell that was about. But
exactly.
I thought that was hilarious. She's like, "I'm the kicker."
I was like, okay.
She just lays that woman out. That was crazy. And it goes on to talk about how she's like the narrator, and it's one of those movies where it was like, let's go back 3 weeks ago or whatever.
Yeah.
And I thought there was another funny moment. She's talking to her boyfriend, Chip, after, Jennifer was like, "Hey, let's go see this band or whatever." Mm-hmm. And she was like, "She wouldn't date drummers. No offense."
Yeah.
It was really funny because they had a very good shot of him drumming in the marching band or whatever, and she was just like, "She wouldn't date drummers. No offense." I was like,
just saying,
as if he would get offended because he's already dating you.
Exactly.
So he shouldn't really care. But it was just really funny. She was just like, "She wouldn't date drummers," as if that's a bad thing. And then I'll read literally what I have written down.
Okay.
Insults are something else.
Oh yeah.
I.e. Jello.
They're packing
this is
punches.
such a 2009. This is such a 2009 commentary movie, because those are some of the cringiest.
I love it. I eat it up. I eat it for dinner. Like,
yeah, I know.
The aesthetic on point.
I know.
On frickin' point.
It's just some of these, it's just some of the corny lines that, like, almost everything that Jennifer says in the movie
is so off the wall.
Off the wall and corny.
But
it's hilarious. The band was actually pretty good.
Yeah, they weren't bad.
If that was an actual real band,
would you listen to it?
Huh?
What?
No, the band that played, that was a real band of actual members.
Oh, I thought you were saying if it was a real band. I said, would you listen to it?
No.
Okay.
I think that it was called No Country is the real band's name.
Oh.
I think. I read that somewhere, and I'm pretty sure they're called No Country. And then, obviously, they were called Low Shoulder for the movie. But they were, if that was their actual song or whatever, they actually sounded really good.
Yeah, they were
I
bad.
thought. Obviously, joke's on me, egg on my face. Then the fire just absolutely came out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, right?
Obviously, it was set up.
Obviously, it was a satanic ritual.
Yeah,
whatever.
but like it was just crazy how like the fire was just.
I just don't understand. I mean, I understand that the band did it.
Yeah.
But why did they sacrifice Jennifer if they just killed all those people?
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you already did it. You're good. Anyway, move on.
You killed all those people with your fire, so. And he literally didn't seem, like, upset by it at all.
Not at all.
Like,
he walked out with a drink in his hand.
It's like, oh, I'm
What's
glad.
up, guys?
Yeah, hey, I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah.
Here, drink this.
Yeah.
And then, why did she get in the van?
Yeah, I don't
get
know.
it, like, she was attracted to the singer, but, like, why get in the van?
Like, you just escaped a pretty bad fire.
Yeah,
Go home.
That was kind of dumb on your part.
Yeah.
Sorry. But when Jennifer came back, she got fucked up.
Fucked up, dude.
You obviously, if I wouldn't have read this, because I always write down the stuff at the top that we read first. I write that stuff first. So I obviously knew what the movie was about. Other than that Megan Fox was in it. Actually, I didn't even know Amanda Seyfried or whatever was even in this movie. I thought it was just like Megan Fox. I didn't know she was in it. But whenever I saw her name pop up, I was like, hey, I like her. She's
I like her.
What is it, Mean Girls?
Yes, Mean Girls.
Yeah.
She's Karen.
Yeah. The
shout
lady.
out to fucking Mean Girls. That's one of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah, that's a good movie too. But it's not a horror movie, so.
We can still do it. Little twist.
But when watching it for the first time, you didn't know that, she was possessed at the moment. But, like, she got fucked up.
Yeah.
Blood everywhere. And
she was throwing up that
whatever
she was calling it. What was she calling it?
I don't remember, but it was just like ectoplasm, basically, from like a real life standpoint.
I almost said something else, which was really funny, but it's so gross.
What?
Magma.
That's disgusting.
Are you gonna keep that in?
Probably.
Okay.
Anyway, rumors always get out of hand. So, they get into that classroom, and then I heard that her and Jennifer had to escape with a machete.
Like, bitch!
Where did you hear that?
No machete was there.
Who the hell came up with that?
Why would they need a machete? They jumped out the window.
Yeah.
They went in the bathroom and jumped out the window.
I don't know.
Idiot.
I mean, everyone in there died except the band and Jennifer and Needy. But, watching it for the first time, it's just like, who the hell came up with that kind of rumor? But then you got to think this is high school. They make shit up all the time.
Yeah.
It also shows the different ways people are grieving.
Yeah.
So, like, the dude standing out in the middle of the field, he's super upset his best friend died.
Crying.
And then, Needy is very traumatized, and then there's Jennifer, who doesn't really give a shit. Obviously, we find out later why.
Yeah.
And, there's just, like, a lot of different ways that people are grieving throughout the movie. And also, Jen took advantage of that with, what's-his-face, the football guy?
Oh, what was his name?
He was only in it for, like, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
We'll just call him football guy.
Football guy. He was very clearly upset, and then she obviously clearly took advantage of that.
Yeah.
It was just like, hey, I know, you should come with me. Ends up killing him.
Yeah.
And then that was a wild first kill. To see it, like all the animals just standing around, and she was just like, oh, let's do this, and they start making out and stuff, and she just rips him apart.
And he's like, do you see this? And there's like squirrels and foxes.
There's squirrels and a fox
she's like,
and a deer.
Yeah. Me, I'd be like,
they're waiting.
Yeah.
But then he was screaming because he was being murdered, and then the teacher guy or whatever.
Yeah.
He was just like just let it all out.
Let it out.
Let it out, kids. And then he was just like, I was like, you hear screaming. I get it, like he's grieving and whatnot, but I don't know if I would be in the middle of a field screaming in that way, because there's a difference between upset screaming and being murdered screaming.
Yeah, I guess.
And then like it continues for a minute, and then he gets it, and then he's like, okay, this is a little weird.
Yeah.
But at first,
something's off.
I don't know. It just seems kind of weird that he was just like, yeah, let it all out. Like, no.
Cry.
No, there's
cry
a difference.
When you need to cry, kids.
But then Jennifer is acting extremely strange, because time jumps like a week or so.
Yeah.
And, she's hungry. We find out later that that's her being hungry. But, like, she's acting so weird. And, like...
She doesn't give a shit.
She looks pale. And, like she said, her hair isn't, like, full of life and stuff. And it's just because she was hungry and stuff. But it was just, like, she's acting so strange compared to how she just was 30 seconds ago in the movie.
Yeah.
And then there was the line that kind of caught me in a weird vibe, was it's wearing off. I was like, what's wearing off? What is going on? Obviously I knew that she was possessed, but like for someone who didn't know what this movie was about and you just put it on, be like, what is wearing off? Like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Because you don't know yet that she is possessed. You thought that she was just killing people. And then they what was his name, Colin, like asked her on a date or whatever,
Colin Gray.
and she's just like, oh yeah, why don't you come to my place? And then he just drives to the weirdest fucking houses ever. It's just this pitch black neighborhood with this one little light on. Sorry, I'm not
going in there.
I don't care how desperate you are.
Don't
get the hell out of there.
He went in.
I know he did, and it's just weird. And and it was like, I'll read exactly what I have written down for this one. It says, drives to super weird houses, fucking dies, and he knew. We all knew he was going to die just by showing up, but he knew.
Yeah.
As soon as her eyes changed or whatever, he was just like, no way.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, no.
Dude, you walked right into this.
You walked right into it, and then I kind of feel even worse about this one because he knew. He knew what was going on. At least the football player had no idea what was happening. It was just like... But, I don't know. It was like Colin knew, like...
He just, like, walked right into that.
Yeah. He was like, fuck. She's a demon of some sort, but... I kind of feel bad because I liked Colin.
Yeah. Me too.
And then Jen jumps on the car.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which was terrifying.
Insane. Yeah.
Because she's trying to get away and your window gets smashed in. And it's supposedly your best friend, you know? I don't know how I would feel in that situation. I'm like running away from this scene that I just saw Jennifer covered in blood, running away from this house that has Colin's body in it. Not that she knew that at the time, but...
And you hit her with a car?
Yeah. I don't know. That just seems a little... like she should be in the mental hospital. Yeah.
Like, that makes sense now.
Yeah, it makes total sense. And then Jennifer just shows up and starts kissing her.
Yeah.
Like, you just show up and start making out with your best friend, like...
Okay, what are you doing?
You nearly killed her, and then you just show up to kiss her. What the hell is going on right now? From what I read, apparently there was, like, more of a story based around Needy's sexuality. Because, like, there was some... They took it out and changed it because they thought it was a little bit too much. Or something like that. where she was sleeping with Chip, but she didn't really like it too much. And then there was like a full scene, like a full sex scene with Jennifer and Needy that was like made her way. Yeah. Like, yeah. There was more of like a sexual discovery to this movie.
But they took it out.
Yeah, it was like too graphic or something.
Oh.
I don't know. That's just what I read. But then it was like she was like really getting into it, right? And then all of a sudden she's like, "What the fuck is going on?"
She's like, "I've never heard you say fuck."
And then I was like, "Yeah, we're all wondering what the fuck's going on right now."
That's what we're all saying right now.
And then there's the ritual story. How she's like, "Oh, this is what happened. I got in the van, and they fucking murdered me."
Yep, I'm dead right now.
I'm dead, but guess what? I slice my arm open and it heals.
Heals. Boom.
So that means, well, she didn't know what was happening. She just knew the ritual story and that she was murdered and stuff. But that was kind of a cool story too, to like show a little background of like where she went. So they shut the van door, locked her in, and then she at least realized what was starting to happen, and she tried to get away, and they obviously kidnapped her and tied her to the tree. I guess that scene of the ritual story like really screwed up Megan Fox, like traumatized her, because she was like in the middle of this dark forest, tied to a tree for like multiple takes over and over again with these dudes pretending to kill her and stuff. Like,
oh yeah, that has to mess you up a little bit.
Yeah, so I guess she was kind of messed up a little bit. And then there's Needy learning how to kill a demon.
Yes.
So it was kind of strange that like there was just these occult books in the school library. But okay, fair enough. Good thing they were there.
It is called what? Devil's Kettle.
Yes.
So maybe you should keep that in the library, like a small section.
But it was cool to see the how to kill a demon, because she's like trying to learn how to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Because she knows it's necessary.
And it's not her friend.
It's not her friend anymore. Her friend's dead.
Yeah.
So it is kind of an interesting scene to kind of see that shift, I guess, from I need to save my best.
Yeah, like she understands what's going on.
Yeah. And then she breaks up with Chip. I felt really bad.
I felt bad too, but it was
necessary.
Yeah.
It was.
Because I like Chip.
He ended up dying anyway.
Which made me sad too.
It seems like the breakup was kind of unnecessary.
Yeah.
Once he dies later, but like it was also necessary at the time because she couldn't, have him being killed by her.
Yeah.
Even though he does eventually, but still. And then there's the scene where they're all getting ready for the dance. Which is kind of cool. It was really funny. Like, I want pictures with your sister before you leave. And, Needy's getting in her dress. And the creepy part was Jennifer's just, like, smearing the makeup on her face.
Yeah.
In, like, a weird way that, like, not the correct way for sure. But, like, she's just taking it and just caking it on there. Like,
she knows she doesn't look great.
Yeah. She knows what she needs to do in order to look her normal self. And then there's the scene where she's trying to get Chip.
Yeah,
and she's
in the woods.
Like, "Oh, didn't you hear me calling for you?" And she just appears on the other side of him, and like she talks him into it, which didn't seem all that hard.
Yeah, you would think he'd be a little more hesitant, right?
Because she just told him, like, "Hey, she's a demon."
Yeah. Wouldn't you
Wouldn't you want to stay away from her a little more?
Yeah, exactly.
But whatever, I mean...
Like, if someone's telling me somebody else is a demon...
running away.
I'm done. That's all I had to say.
And then they go into the pool thing, which it says hopeless on the side of the pool, so kind of... She says, "I need you hopeless" to call in. So it was kind of like a...
Yes.
That's how she needs people in order to, kill them or whatever. But that scene from Chip's point of view had to have been terrifying.
Oh yeah.
Get thrown into the disgusting pool and then see Jennifer just dive in and And then she was floating at
levitating,
one point.
yeah.
Oh, I couldn't imagine.
She said she's flying. She said she's just levitating. It's not that impressive.
you go, Needy.
Mm-hmm.
But
right,
I just thought that scene was creepy of how she was like literally hunting him down like a lion.
Yeah.
But like it was just she ripped into his neck too. But I also liked the scene where Needy heard him screaming and she came to help.
Yeah.
She like didn't even hesitate. She jumped through the window.
Jumped right in that pool.
Jumped right in the pool. Tried beating the crap out of Jennifer and everything, even though that wasn't really possible. But it was still a really good scene
it was
to
the
show.
Thought that counts.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's the scene. So Chip is already, bleeding out, and he stabs Jen. And she just like pulls it out.
Yep. Pulls out a long pole right out of her.
So that obviously means that, they didn't stab her in the right area, clearly. But it was also kind of a sobering moment for those two. They're like, oh, yes, we got her. Oh, maybe we didn't.
Yeah.
She just pulls it out and starts to walk away.
She just leaves.
Yeah, just leaves. I mean, in that time span, she probably could have found another dude.
Yeah. To eat.
But
she just went home.
As far as, story writing goes, it's probably good that she didn't find anybody else or she wouldn't have been killed.
Mm-hmm.
But still. And then the Chip dying scene. It was a good, reconciling moment for the two of them. She's like, I love you too. Yep. And it's good that like before he died they got back together.
Yeah.
Because he was really upset that they broke up.
I felt bad for him.
And although it was an awful scene, it was also a good scene in a way because it did show like why she needed the revenge.
Yeah.
And then it also showed like that they do really love each other, even though it seemed like she was not so in love with him the last couple weeks after going completely insane over Jennifer killing people, and
which is understandable.
But I want to talk about the next scene where it's just a full loop of the movie.
Yeah.
So you basically it goes right back to the beginning. Basically, it was also very cool to see that. I like when movies do that. Like they play a scene in the beginning and then it's a big full loop. Yeah. And or it doesn't have to be like play a scene in the beginning and it's like, oh, I'll take you back to 3 weeks ago where this story really starts.
Yeah.
I like a Terrifier where right at the beginning you get that little snippet and then it shows what that actual scene was at the end of the movie. I like when they do that kind of stuff, and when they do this stuff where they play a little scene at the beginning and then you see it at the end. And then
agree.
It like continues.
I thought it was cool too, yeah.
It was very cool. And then Jen's death, which is a very sad death in a way because Needy had to kill her best friend.
Yeah. Even
though it wasn't her best friend anymore, she was already dead.
It also sucks that the mom walked in on that.
Yeah. Obviously, the mom wouldn't understand.
Exactly, without explaining.
Yeah, and there's no way you can explain that.
Yeah.
But if she would have understood, then she would have been like, oh, wow.
Good. You did a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. But obviously, from the mom's point of view, it looked kind of bad.
Yeah.
But she gained powers.
Because she, scratched her?
Bit her.
Or bit her.
Yeah, she bit her. And it, transferred.
Yeah.
The one question that I had about that was, did it transfer powers, or is she now possessed?
I don't know, 'cause she looks a lot different.
She looks different, and it's obvious that she's not killing people.
Yeah.
But it's just so strange that she now has these powers without having
have to kill people.
Yeah.
Well, she did just say that she got some abilities. That's it.
Yeah.
She didn't go into more detail with that.
But her, escape was kind of cool.
Yeah. She
just
went up. boom, through the window.
Yeah.
Boom, right through the fence.
It was kind of a cool way to like show off the powers in a way, and also get her out. Because obviously she wasn't going to stay there. Why would she? Especially if she had those powers.
Yeah, you can just get right out.
It also explains why that woman lost her tooth when she got kicked in the mouth. Because she was like
very strong.
Yeah, like OP.
Yeah.
And so that explains a few things for sure. It was just a cool scene to see that take that kind of effect.
Yeah.
But I also liked the scene at the end where she gets her revenge on Low Shoulder.
Oh yeah, me too.
She shows up to the hotel and kills them all, and then there's that little scene of the security tape where she's walking down the hallway and she just like looks up at the camera. I thought that scene was really cool, and that was a good cool way to end the movie.
Yeah. Just basically letting you know she got the revenge without
without needing to like
show you everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I have for what to talk about for the movie. Do you have anything you want to talk about?
I think we covered it all. I just really liked the aesthetic and everything about this movie. I thought it was a really good movie.
It definitely had a cool vibe.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna
the dialogue. I thought it was.
I'm gonna actually raise my score a little bit because talking about it actually made me think a little bit more about it. I gave it a 6 previously. I'm giving it a 6.5 now.
Okay. I'm
definitely
gonna give it
not
like an 8.
Not a 5.4.
No, and like whoever made it so Rubber and Jennifer's Body have the same rating.
No, it's definitely way better than Rubber. I'm saying that because I hated Rubber, but from a movie standpoint, it definitely was a lot better. But I gave it a 6.5 because some of the lines were like really off the wall corny.
Yeah.
Not that they were like like I wasn't annoyed. I was just more of like, oh my god, she really didn't just say that. I can't believe I actually said that several times in the movie, where I was just like, oh my god, she did not just say that. That was so stupid.
There's some really great lines in that movie.
There really is. Like the Jello thing. You're just Jello. You're lime green Jello. Like what the fuck is she saying? What does lime green Jello even mean? Does anyone even know?
Nope.
None of us do.
But I'm here for it.
So you said you gave it an 8?
Yeah.
I definitely like the vibe and, like you said, the aesthetic of it. And I like that the whole movie is kind of dark.
Yeah.
There's not too much light in the movie.
Other than, like, the bedrooms.
Yeah. I like that because it shows that this movie is actually seriously dark.
Yeah.
It's a dark movie. I do really like that. The writing wasn't awful. You know, some of the lines were a bit corny, but like the way things happened in the movie was actually pretty good, well written.
Yeah.
Like the events.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever.
I agree.
So you have anything you want to say before I get into a couple fear facts?
This was always a movie that I felt like there was a lot of hype around it.
Yeah.
And I obviously like didn't watch it until now. And I was like, I don't understand the hype, whatever. And then I watched it. I'm like, okay, I get the hype.
And I think a lot of the hype was because Megan Fox was Jennifer.
Yeah.
Because she was the thing then.
She was huge in 2009.
Yeah. Transformers, Jennifer's Body, you know, she had a lot of movies. She had a really big, like, I think it mostly because she was attractive.
Yeah.
That was a big part of it. Because I can't remember what her very first movie was.
I don't know either.
Her acting wasn't fantastic. But in Transformers, she definitely acted really, really well. And this, she acted really, really well in it too.
And I don't think anyone else could have done
I don't think so.
Role like her. You know what I mean?
She definitely delivered like corny lines in a way that made it a little bit bearable. Because like the lines were like corny, but like they did it in a way that were funny.
Yeah, it was
really
funny. So
she did really well.
I think so too.
But for my first fear fact, this is actually Megan Fox's favorite movie that she did.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This was, she's said it in multiple interviews, I guess, that this was actually her favorite one filming.
Oh, wow.
Just kind of cool.
Yeah.
The black vomit
Mm-hmm.
was actually Hershey's chocolate syrup,
Oh, wow.
which is kind of cool because that's just a couple hours away
Yeah.
from here.
That's cool.
Which, it's just cool that, you know, they improvise in that way. It wasn't like some special, like it wasn't like tar or anything. It was just chocolate syrup.
Chocolate syrup.
And then Megan Fox was actually a real life cheerleader.
That makes sense. That checks out.
So, kind of fitting,
Yeah.
honestly, a cheerleader that gets possessed.
Yeah.
So, hire a good actress that was actually a cheerleader.
Yeah. So she knows what to do. What
Yeah.
to say.
And I did write it down. That sacrifice scene really upset Megan Fox.
Yeah.
Just, you know, being tied in the middle of a nowhere forest with these, you know,
Dudes.
stabbing her.
Yeah, I think that would freak anybody out. You know
Yeah,
what
it'd
I mean?
probably freak me out too.
Yeah.
But still, like, that was, you know, in a way, a necessary scene. Because if we didn't have that scene, how else would we have known what happened?
Yeah.
Because, yes, we could assume what happened, that they took her and fucked her up, but, like, we didn't know just by seeing her why she was acting so strange.
Yes.
So, it was definitely a necessary
Yeah.
scene.
Just to explain what was going on.
Yeah, and I do kind of feel bad that, you know,
It messed her up that much.
Yeah, it messed her up. I mean, she's like today in 2023, she's kind of strange.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
a little bit.
who isn't in 2023, honestly? But I hope it wasn't because
of the movie.
Of the movie.
I know.
That she became this
That's
weird.
kind of what I thought of too. I was
But
like,
no,
oh,
it was a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like fantastic or my favorite movie or anything. It wasn't. I didn't think it was good as The Conjuring, but like it definitely deserves a watch at least. Definitely better than Rubber.
Yeah.
I
think everybody should watch it. Check it out.
Yeah, everyone should check it out. I don't think that this was a bad movie in any way.
I really liked it.
Well, do you have anything else?
Nope.
Okay, well, go ahead and read the next question.
The 1972 version of The Last House on the Left was the directorial debut for which director?
That's a pretty good
Google
one.
it.
Don't
Just
Google
guess.
it.
Just use your best knowledge that you
Yep,
have.
just take a guess. But it's a pretty good question because we've done a
Some
couple of his movies.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you guys should know who it is. You talk about him
Yeah,
a good bit, actually.
he's a really good
We
director.
just talked about him a few episodes ago.
Yes.
That's a hint. That's all I'm giving you.
That's
all I'm giving you.
Don't Google it either.
But we did just talk about him recently.
So
What's our next movie?
Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
What's the next movie? That's what I want to talk about.
The next movie should be The Witch with a guest.
A guess. And it's the witch that looks like the font when they do it. It looks like it says the Vavitch.
Vavitch.
They separate the W.
Isn't it Anya Taylor-Joy?
I have no idea, dog.
Anyway, the next movie will be The Witch, and we will have a special guest. As long as we can, figure out the time frame.
Yep.
Right?
As long as it works out.
All right, so we'll catch you next week with The Witch and a special guest, Superstar, on the show.
Superstar. Big dog. Thanks for listening. Catch you later.